Happy Monday. We get to work today. We're going to start on the M3 and get this done and out of here. This won't take long so we can get Max's 2000 M5 up on the lift. I see the lens is dirty. We're going to start with a coolant bleed here. I suppose start with starting it. This car hasn't run now in months. So we'll get in there and turn the key. We've got a brand new alternator. Yes, I have charged the battery. It is at a full 12.54 volts or something like that. We don't want to stress a new alternator with a weak battery. So we're gonna fire it up, turn on heat and recirculating to max, fill her up till she's full, and then bleed. Okay, here we go. Heavy as hell clutch. Lights, gas, coolant. I suppose we can just do this now before we start it. Set this sucker all the way up. Why it's in Celsius, we're not really sure. I think we need the factory head unit to switch it back. Is that recirculating? Yeah, I guess so. And kick the fan up. Set that to heat. 36. All right, here we go. Lifter tick. What are the odds? All right, I gotta get to the radiator. Okay, here we are. Cooling system's bled. Underbody panels are installed. It actually has a belly pan now and then two little side pieces that are very nicely bolted in with 4 or 5 bolts per. It's got the little hydrodynamic spats here in front of the wheels. None of this stuff was even here before. Nothing covers this part of the bumper, I guess. That's just free. This tucks up in there nicely. It's got a little pan here and a drainage hole on each side. The only janky part is this piece moves left and right a little bit. The main piece is only held up with 2 8-mils on each side, way up there. You need a 12-inch extension. I just put the wheels on, hand tight, so we're gonna lower it down now, torque the wheels, and then it is done. It's got new fender liners in there, fit very well. Much better than the originals, with of course the brake cooler ducts. So this M3 has been transformed into a better car, and it runs now. The world's coolest gauges at night are lime green from the 90s. I don't know what color a new Ferrari is.
Hard to say.
No, I don't think they are.
Those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Good evening. It is 10 o'clock or something like that here on Monday night. Today was day one of working on Max's car, and it was a disassembly day. We started with the belly pans, got those out of the way, took out the exhaust, the drive shaft, the trim, the shifter carrier, got all the transmission bolts out. We had a very close call. The top right bolt on the transmission where the bell housing mates to the engine block. We got the external Torx 12mm socket on there and broke it free by hand. All that felt fine, and then put the gun on it when it was nice and loose, and then it just sounded like it was skipping. So we got a camera up in there and the thing was stripped. That's like worst case scenario, to find out that one of the transmission to bell housing bolts or bell housing to block bolts is stripped at the top. Like, you can't access that at all. I tried putting vice grips on it, nothing. Probably took us about an hour to get that bolt out. We ended up having to hammer a 12.7mm socket with a lot of blows from the hammer onto that bolt, and then it did come out by hand, thank God. Otherwise, you would pull the engine and drop the engine and engine subframe and suspension and all of that and take it out by hand. So we didn't get the transmission off today, but all but the transmission off, the slave cylinders disconnected, the starter motors out, stuff like that. So tomorrow is going to be putting together a tool to remove the transmission, because we don't have one anymore, and then B, dropping the transmission itself and taking a look at the clutch and pressure plate and flywheel and stuff like that. So I'll film more tomorrow. That's the update. Tonight we went to Enfuego and Del Mar. Kenan Hassan, he was down from LA County tonight. And the playoffs started. In fact, I have an ESPN notification right now. Yeah, it's something about Luka Doncic. I don't know. The freaking Clippers beat Dallas, even though Dallas should have won that game. Kristaps got thrown in the third quarter or something like that. Whatever. The Lakers start tomorrow. We'll talk more about it then. I'm gonna get to bed. I need rest. It is hot. It was hot here today. Escondido was upper 90s. We worked in the shop all day with running cars and got the M3s done. That's all finished. The M5, and it's crazy stuff. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow on Tuesday.